Special guest today, Mr. Jason Jani.
What up?
He doesn't need introduction to some of you, but for those of you who don't know who this guy is, well, he basically wrote the book on celebrity wedding and event DJing stateside. But of course, he's not in the States. He's come all the way here.
Across the pond.
So we can play with these techniques and have a bit of fun. No, seriously though. We've been doing that, but he's also here for a big reason, which is that we're launching a wedding DJ course, a wedding DJ program, in fact, because it's a lot more than a course. Now, we're not going to talk about that today, right? We're going to save the fun.
We'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, maybe at the end. Maybe just a little bit at the end. Instead, though, in doing all the stuff that we've been doing here to prepare for the course, we've come across, well, lots of them. We picked 5 of them. 5 really big myths. Things that get his steam coming out of his ears. And
I'm apologizing in advance if I get very animated here, because these are 5 myths that plague the wedding DJ world. So we're going to talk about some of them. Then we're going to take some questions, and then we're going to talk about what we have going on out here.
this is really,
That's the format.
This is really what's going to happen. About half an hour long. If you're watching the replay, I'm just keeping an eye. Oh, there we are live. I can see the first comments coming in.
Okay.
We'll get to your comments soon, people. If you are new to this is Digital DJ Tips. It's a channel that helps you become a better DJ or a better DJ producer. We are behind this book, which you will find on Amazon. But you can have it for free when you subscribe to the site. Just click any of the links anywhere over at digitaldjtips.com. This is free. This is not one of our courses. You're not going to pay anything. We're not going to ask you for anything. It's just free advice. And Jason is, in all seriousness, one of the top guys when it comes to getting paid top money for playing. Well, you played Super Bowl after parties, haven't you?
Outside of the wedding space, I've played a lot of big events and a lot of really cool places.
I'll give you 5 seconds to drop 10 names that you've played with or for. Go.
Super Bowl, after party, Jimmy Kimmel, Wedding Wire, The Knot. I've played a lot of big things. I've done a lot of big things. And if you're not familiar, you can find my stuff online too. You can go and search and find video content, examples of work, or just read bios or whatever. Just search Jason Jani.
Cool. Okay, so Jason has done this stuff. How many gigs a year how many weddings a year do you play?
Approximately 100 weddings myself. I also own a company that does approximately 2,000 events annually. So we do a lot of work for a lot of different people. We're based in the Northeast of the United States, but we travel worldwide, helping people celebrate some incredible moments in time.
Okay, so Jason knows his stuff. And these are the 5 myths that Jason wants to really help you get over. If you're trying to get into this space, if you're in this space and you've got some erroneous ideas about how it really is. So Jason, I'm going to kind of reel them off and you can explain your feelings about these. So the first big myth is that you can be a wedding DJ on your own. You know, you can fit your gear in the back of a car. It only takes an hour to set it up and an hour to break it down. And let's face it, when you're DJing, it only takes one person to change the music. So you can do it on your own. Why have an assistant with you? It's not necessary.
Well, this is a topic that I've seen a lot of people talk about in great length over time in a number of different platforms. And I've been a huge proponent of building a team around events. And there's a lot of reasons why that can assist your events and, of course, take you to a whole nother level. In this game, in the entertainment world, technically you can be a solo operator, go and crush parties and do a fine job. But I think if you have a team around you, you have people in place to help you do more, to accomplish more, to create more, and just to help you out at an event, you have the opportunity of not only increasing your value, but you have the opportunity of asking more for your services. You can get further, faster in this business. You can just do a lot more awesome when you have hands to assist you on site at an event.
But how many hands? So 1 pair? It's good enough to take 1 extra person?
Starting with 1 assistant. I think in our world, we do not do events that are really solo staffed events. You usually have a team of 2, and then we build our teams from there. I'm not saying it's not impossible to go and set up this universe of gear by yourself and do all that. So like, just to cut off any negative comments on that right from the beginning, what I'm saying is when you have additional resources, you can do so much more, and you can help justify not only your value, but you can justify your assistant's value to the event quite easily.
So what's the assistant doing? I mean, you're playing the record, so what's the assistant actually actually doing.
If you ever need to step away from the DJ booth, you have someone there to kind of man it for you. While you're going, when you arrive to an event, you have another set of hands to help you load in or load out in a timely fashion. That alone has made myself and my business a ton of, I don't even want to say money, but it's earned the attention, the respect, and the opportunity to work with other professionals.
What, is that because people don't want you spending an hour at the end packing up when they're waiting to go home? Is that the kind of thing? So you can just get out quick?
An hour is the most you should be at any venue after the conclusion, and I don't care how much stuff you have. I think that when you take an hour and a half, when you take 2 hours, you take 2.5 hours to load out after the event, you are decreasing the opportunity of working with the professionals that are there, because they want to go home too, right? You've just finished this event, they've been there probably long before you arrive to set up your gear, and they want to go home. So when you become a team player, it helps kind of like build relationships and foster the opportunity to work in the future. So that's just one example. Capturing content is another example, and you know, this is someone that can aid you in grabbing photos or video, or just being able to kind of get some content for social media while you're at an event. And it's not going to impact your performance at the event because someone else is doing it. You're not stopping to go on Instagram and to shoot a video. You have someone there that's able to do that for you, and that will allow you the opportunity to kind of like share your message, share your content, and hopefully earn the attention of people that are planning like events in the future.
Okay, so it makes you look bigger. It fills all the jobs up, so you're freed up to do the big one.
I could talk about this specific topic all day. The myth of doing it in your own, I'm not saying it's not technically possible. Obviously you can do it, but it's not a club event, right? So in the private event space, in the wedding space specifically, having at least 2 people on site at every event is the easiest way to kind of amplify the opportunity of working with people, to amplify your ability to create value, to amplify, you know, things that you bring to the table that make you an attractive offer and opportunity. It allows you the opportunity of growing in the business. You're not going to be limited to, you can only do, if you're playing the music and you're emceeing behind the decks, you're only limited to do so much.
So this is a good point. I was at a wedding with Jason stateside recently, and he had someone just taking photos out there on the floor and then coming back and putting them on the screens. There's no way you could do that on your own.
You couldn't do that. At the same time, if we had to run out to the kitchen to connect with the maitre d', the caterer, the person that's running the event, or if you have the job of doing that yourself, if you need to organize something, if you need to go check in with the planner, if you need to go provide direction to the couple before you make an announcement that's going to call them over to the dance floor, if you need to prepare the father of the bride because he's about to do a toast or a speech or something, having additional resources gives you the opportunity to step away from the deck and move over and take care of whatever you need to do, so that, you know, it's executed in a flawless.
Okay, so you know, you want to put a decent production on, you need hands on deck, and some people will find that a hard pill to swallow, but we totally get your reasoning. Let's head over to the comments coming in before we move on. We're doing 5 myths that people believe about great wedding DJs, about making a success as a wedding DJ. Jason, you've never done this with me before.
Let's do it. Bring it over. Let's go.
Exciting. All right then. So lots of people just saying hello. Hi to Sean and to Rajul on Facebook. Hi to DJ-TV. Always good to have you here. Says what's up, players. Judy's streaming live from Accra, Ghana. Always good to have you over there in Africa. Not so far from us, really.
What's up?
When you look at it, we can see Morocco over the water there.
Yeah.
All right then. So lots of you just saying thanks. Jude says, where can I get the book? It's free when you join Digital DJ Tips. Go to digitaldjtips.com/join. So that's easy. We'll give you a PDF. All right then, let's try and find some questions. What's an assistant, says Danny Taylor. Well, I think you've probably worked that out now Danny, after this incredible description of what an assistant does. Ross says, if you do weddings, you're a brave soul. Jason, is it brave?
Very true. No, I'm just kidding. No. It requires, the wedding business is not for everyone. It's not for every DJ. Not every DJ can be a great wedding DJ. So, Yeah, it takes, there's a lot that goes into it.
Can you see Steve there looking really, move your head Jason, there he is everyone, see him? Look at him. He's enjoying this, isn't he? Stan says, I did one wedding at a golf club and I could have used the additional resource. So
Word up, exactly what we're talking about.
you live and learn. And Juanmi says, hi Phil, Jason and everyone. Hello to you Juanmi as well. So Dennis, here's a good one. Dennis over on YouTube, good to have you here Dennis, says, do you market having 2 DJs on site to build value?
Why wouldn't you?
Increase your prices?
Of course you should do that.
And do you do that?
Yeah, of course. Our teams start with at least 2 people, and we build our teams based on the services that are rendered for that event. So it could be 2, it could be 10, and it really depends on what they're doing. The more the contracts grow, the more resources are needed to kind of pull off the production, right? So the more production that we have, the higher and more resources we need to kind of staff the event properly.
Okay, this is a good one. Rajul says, I would love to do a wedding gig. You get a free meal, an audience with no judgment. I think they could sometimes be the hardest audience in the world, right, Jason?
Yeah, the free meal part is cool, but if you eat too much wedding food, you can become overweight very quickly. And then the audience with no judgment, I think it's a very, very judgmental crowd. So not to kind of give you an opposite perspective, but they might not be looking for the latest and greatest hits, but they're going to be concerned as if the 200 people they have there at the most expensive event of their life are enjoying themselves or not.
Of course they are. Stakes are high. The second resource is great at being a bouncer to ensure the DJ can focus on the performance. As Dennis obviously agreeing with you there. Adam says, thanks, I'll check this out. 33 years since I'm 14 doing weddings. A one-man show my whole life. It's my passion, works for me.
Not saying it's impossible, I'm saying that you've left money on the table for 33 years and things that you probably could have done. So whether it's higher contracts, and it's not a negative, it's constructive, right? Like, I'm not saying, of course, I can go and do weddings by myself all day long. That's not the point. The point is, how can we do more? And if you're happy doing things the way you are, then you're in a good spot, you know? Like, hey, you should be here doing this thing too, maybe. I don't know.
Right, let's move back. So we've got another 4 to go through, and as ever, Jason's delivering value here, which means it ain't going to happen in a hurry. Plus, we love that though, don't we? We love that.
Let's go.
Number 2, mixing isn't important when you're a wedding DJ. Mixing's not important. Don't need to be able to mix. Jason.
At the base of the art form, people expect you to be proficient at mixing, and you don't have to be, you know, the very best of the best of the best, but I think being able to technically mix is an assumption that clients have when hiring a DJ. I think it's a foundation principle that you need to have to get to the upper echelon of options in the business. It's also like kind of a core principle in the art form of being a DJ. So in order to be a DJ, you need to know how to
We've
mix.
been here today, you know, having a mess around in our downtime, digging out the techniques, and trust me, this guy, he's got the moves. He might do weddings for out of choice, but he can mix. And I think another thing here, Jason, right, is that the people who are getting married now have grown up with DJs who know how to mix. It's not like in the 80s where, you know, this whole thing was, no one knew about it.
The days of pushing play and letting a song run for 4 minutes, stopping, pushing play, letting another song run for 4 minutes are over. People expect more in this business, and culture today is dictating that the DJ is the rock star, is the influencer, is the guy or the girl, is the person, right? So they're consuming good DJs when they go out to dinner, when they go out to the club, when they see the latest pop artist who happens to be a DJ, you know, whatever. When they go out to a show, they're experiencing. As a matter of fact, television shows now have DJs performing at and in and out of the breaks, and not just like, you know, the Ellens of the world. Local news channels are doing it. People are seeing the craft unfold all the time, and they're being, I believe the bride of not just today, but the bride of tomorrow is going to be hypersensitive to what is good and what is not. So if you're not mixing at your events, you need to start mixing more at your events. Okay,
we can help you. We can help you. You got your layback loop course from us. You've got 2 mixing courses from Steve, who's still here, by the way. He just moved when a couple of you said we can see you. You know, you've got stuff. There are resources. Of course, you can follow mix tutorials on YouTube, wherever you find them. But for God's sake, do it.
And it's not just for like setting up like that smashing dance set after the dinner and the party starts. Like, you can actively mix cocktail hour. You can actively mix during dinner. You can actively mix many parts of the overall day to help show off how good you are and what you bring to the table in terms of value, right? That's what this is all about. How can you get your events to another level? Well, showing off your ability, your talent, your skills is just one way of doing that, right?
So Jason, let's be honest about this, and I'm the kind of guy who's a bit modest and humble. Maybe it's because I'm European. He's not. He earns top money, and he'll talk about it. He's quite happy to talk about the top money he earns. And there's a little theme coming out here. You don't do it alone. You take someone with you so you can do more work. You mix, so you're doing more work. The theme is, if you want the money, you've got to do the work, right? You can't just expect the money and turn up and do that.
I don't have the ability of playing like a preset dinner playlist and going to sit down at my personal events. I actively play. I use that time to influence the people that are in front of me and really set up the alley-oop, so when it's time to actually crush the party, like, they're already dialed in, they're enjoying dinner, and they're rocking, and they're singing the words to a song they maybe haven't heard in a bit, or the song that's crushing it on radio that fits that moment, all built into like the vision of the day for the couple that we're working with. I use the skill that I've worked at for now 20 plus years to kind of show why it's different, and I want them to experience something different. So I use mixing as the foundation principle of what we're doing, and without mixing, it all doesn't really make sense. You're just coordinating details, and if you take the music out of a wedding, it just becomes a really long, awkward dinner with time, right? Like,
it's a good way of justifying the need for a DJ. Before we go and talk to the people who's commenting an awful lot, welcome if you're on Global DJ Network, by the way, our private DJ group. If you're not on Global DJ Network, go to our Facebook page, click send message, and write the word join, and we'll get you into the best private DJ network anywhere. Little tip for you there. Okay, we're going to do one more, then we're going to go back to your comments, as I was saying. So number 3 in your 5 myths. Okay, I've got an Instagram page, I've got Facebook, and I've learned that I've got to post. Well done, you're at first base. I'm just going to post anything, pictures of the kids, pictures of what I've eaten, some from a gig, some pictures from someone else's gig, some picture of me looking goofy from school. I'm going to post a lot because all content is good content. All content is good content on social media. Jason, is that how you handle your social media, or is that
It's a myth, and content is good, but good content is good, right? Like, so in order to kind of like, you have to differentiate the personal side of life, the professional side of life, and I think you need to curate your content. Think about what your content is going to do for you. Are you putting it out there just to put it, or is it a call to action? Does it relate to your brand, your service, the things that you want to be doing? Because whatever content you throw out there is the type of content you're gonna, people consuming that content is who you're gonna attract to your page. So if you're a wedding DJ and you throw out, I just did this great communion party or bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah or whatever type of event that you did, but you might not wanna do more in the future, you shouldn't share that, because once your content goes out on the interwebs, right? When you throw it out onto the internet, it becomes searchable. It's indexed by platforms like Google. So make sure, first off, your profile is public so people can consume it. Second off would be like, make sure that all the content that you release relates back to the product, your service, your brand, and where you see yourself going in the business. Put out content that is curated, professional, good quality content matters, especially on Instagram. So important.
So here's a question for you. If you've kind of worked your way up and now you're getting some reasonably well paid gigs and you specialise, maybe you did a bit of everything at the beginning, but now you're like, no, it's weddings or whatever. Is it okay to go back and delete and change and
Absolutely.
recreate old content?
Scrub your content. And if you're not following me on Instagram, this is not a call to action to just do that, but I just went through my page and deleted over 2,500 images that were on my profile. I went from 4,500 images down to about 1,700 posts. But every single post calls directly all the way back to the beginning of time in the Instagram world, calls back to like what I do, and it's either relatable to my product, my service, my company, or things that I want to do in the future. So it's a very complicated mix of wedding events and VIP events and nightlife events and traveling events. And every once in a while I put a post up about my children because I show that I have a real life and that's relatable to people. And I try to show where I'm at in the world and what's going on and things I'm proud of and whatnot. But it all ties back to like my personal journey here. Now, from a company perspective, so my personal profile, at Jason Jani. Now, the company perspective, SCE Event Group, at SCE Event Group, we went back and took 5,000 images and curated it all the way down to a list of 500 images, the best 500 that we had on our platform. And now we have slowed down the releasing of content, so we're not putting a picture or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 up every day. We're putting a picture up every day, every other day. I think the right volume and the right quantity is one ridiculously good post every single day would be the maximum that I do from a post perspective on any platform, except in the story world. On Instagram, you can do stories, and you can do them they're a little bit easier to consume. I think you need to do them a little bit more frequently than just once a day. And that could be the stuff that like, yo, this is a great photo, but I don't know where it's gonna go. Boom, put it up on your story and let it go. And then if you think that someone would want to see that in the future, build a highlight album, story album around that can easily be searched.
If you want to study how top DJs handle their Instagrams, you've got someone here, just as Jason says, head over and have a look at those channels. Jason, let's take some comments and then we're going to move on to the last two.
Let's do it.
We've done 3 myths. I always try to get my fingers with a light behind them. 3 myths. You can do it alone. You can be a wedding DJ alone. No. Mixing's not important. Yes, it is. And all content's good content. Hey, all news is good news. No, be a bit more careful, be a bit more measured, because you'll attract what you put out. The people that you attract will be attracted by what you put out. Comments.
Let's go.
Let's head to the comment cam. Okay, so I'm going to carry on from where we left off. So with all your experience in the business, says lots more on YouTube. In my home state, what single factor, obviously someone in your home state as well, what single factor is most important in growing your business? What single factor is most important in growing your wedding DJ business?
I would say the thing that you need to do, no matter what, where, how, it doesn't matter where you're located on the planet, in the world, whatever, is just consistently do the very best you possibly can. I think consistency is the one thing that will always impact your business for the positive. If you're consistently good, great. If you're inconsistently good, you're gonna kind of go through some struggles, some challenges, and some obstacles in growing and furthering your path. Consistency is everything in this business.
Awesome, thank you. All right then, so 1 or 2 more, because we've got a lot to get through here today. We're talking about 5 myths about wedding DJs, about successful wedding DJs. And one of the other ones that I want to pull out here is DJ Dash. He says, one of the biggest mistakes I see other local DJs do is that they post about politics on their DJ page. Lol. That's a big no-no, especially now, right?
Politics, how much money you make, religion. These are like things that you just don't talk about. If it's not something you would talk about, like some rando at dinner, then don't talk about it on social media platforms. It doesn't belong there.
And Dennis says, in the 80s, the DJ's value was a large music library, but now all DJs have access to everything at their fingertips. A large music library is no longer.
Stop talking about the stuff and start talking about the why you do what you do. That's the difference between 30, 40 years ago and today. No one cares how much stuff you have. No one cares. They're expecting you to have the best and the most.
Garrett says, hi, Trinidad and Tobago.
What's
here.
up, baby?
I think the extra hands also give a more professional image of self. Awesome, right, let's go back. Let's head back to the front cam, the studio cam, and move on to number 4 in our set of 5 myths. So the 4th myth is, you have to be a cheeseball to be a wedding DJ. It's not even DJing really, it's just playing cheesy music. You've got to play line dances and you've got to be a cheeseball. You've got to really sink to the lowest low in order to do this.
You're right. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. No, absolutely not. I feel like, you know what, like, my story, I never wanted to be a wedding DJ because the wedding DJ was someone that I couldn't relate to. But I feel like culture has changed, times have changed. People are looking for someone that knows what's up. They're looking for a more modern approach to the traditional old ways of doing things. People that are killing it in today's world in the wedding entertainment industry are looking for, are able to relate to clients differently than it always was. So whatever you are, embrace it. Whatever you're good at, embrace it. And don't be shy to share it. I'm the guy loaded with tattoos, heavily tattooed. I wear sneakers to events that are insanely expensive. I wear glasses. I might be animated. I might be this. I might be that. But you know what? Like, what you see is what you get. I'm not putting on an act to talk to you guys right now. I'm not putting on an act when I talk to my couples. I'm not putting on an act when I go and do my events. Like, what you see is what it is. I live the brand that I have, and that's exactly who I am. If the days of doing kind of like the painful, very staged, very kind of like limiting, always do this equals this equals this equals this. The days of opening up the a dance floor with line dances, always starting your parties off with Uptown Funk, always starting your parties off with whatever. People are looking for more, and I think people expect more. So yeah, there are plenty of cheeseball wedding DJs on the planet. My goal over the past 15 years of my life has been to change and influence a stereotype in a positive way to make the wedding DJ cool. And that's what I've literally spent my time being real, being honest, and being transparent. I share videos, I share mixes, I create mixes, I do all different stuff to show people that you can do this and be talented, and you can do this and do really cool things for people. And if you can inspire people to think bigger, to expect more, to dream bigger, to want more, to not settle for what, you know, their older cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, whatever who does this is, you can really achieve things that you might not even think is possible.
All right, there's going to be people watching this who are inspired by that, but at the same time they're thinking, but the bride wants Dancing Queen.
There's no problem. You can play Dancing Queen and make it dope. Like, you can play these traditionally, I would say more like staple tracks that people would painfully associate with Dancing Queen. I just saw Dylan Francis play a festival where he dropped Dancing Queen and it flipped into like his own edit of Dancing Queen. And I'm not saying that's the right approach for this, but if you're playing like a hip hop set and you drop Dancing Queen and you frame it with another banger that works in your area, like, that's a cool way to kind of like cater to all the worlds. The idea of a wedding is not to just like segment the room and attack, you know, this is for Aunt Brenda and her friend over here, and this is for just the couple. Like, a great wedding is the combining of everyone and getting people to flex and to dance and to get loose to things that they would normally never, ever, 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 ever do. My Instagram is loaded with pictures, filled with dance floors, stuffed with people that would probably never, ever normally go to a party and dance to what I was playing at the time. The wedding you came to, I was dropping bass house, and I was playing freestyle, and I played Motown, I played hip hop. You have to be able to be flexible, you have to be able to be reactive and proactive. You need to know how to lead the floor, and you need to guide the floor into a way to make these like insanely important events kind of like come together in a flawless manner that makes sense for the people that are there.
Cool. Well,
so you got to play stuff that's familiar.
That's
the deal.
Now, Steve's leaving, but we're not going to let him leave without coming around the camera and waving
goodbye.
Come on, Steve. Come on, wave goodbye. He's got to go home.
Do a quick chirp flare real quick. Don't.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye, guys. Hello and goodbye.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Steve,
Well done, guys.
scratch
Take it
tutor, for those of you who don't know Steve. Where have you been? See you later, Steve.
See you,
Have a safe journey back to Granada region.
Bye.
That's one for the old heads. Right, okay, so we've covered 4 of our 5 big tips. If you just joined us, by the way, a few of you are asking, can we watch this again from the beginning? Yes, you can. YouTube and Facebook, you can run it again as soon as it's finished. We have Jason Jani here,
So,
the #1 wedding and event DJ over stateside. He's come all the way to Little Gibraltar to share some time. We went to the castle at the top of Gibraltar.
we did.
today. It's
We
good,
did.
wasn't it?
Saw a monkey.
Yeah, saw a monkey or 2. All right then, so we're covering 5 myths that people always think are true about wedding DJing and great wedding DJing that just aren't. We'll do the 5th one, then we're going to go and do some more comments, and then we're going to tell people about what we're working on, why he's come all this way. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
He's found time in his schedule, as you say, stateside, to come over here. So we'll talk about that afterwards. Right, number 5 then is myth about great wedding DJing. This is my favourite one I want you to bust, because I think it's insidious. I think it stops people achieving what they can. This is wedding DJs who say, I'm just not the kind of DJ who can charge top money. It's not me. I'm not that kind of DJ. You know, I see the people who are doing it, but it's never going to be me.
Well, I think where there's a will, there's a way, right? So if you're willing to do the work leading up to the event and at an event, and you know how to justify your value, the only person that's prohibiting you to charging more, to getting more, and to kind of building more is you. Don't listen to everyone that's telling you what you can't do. Use that as the fuel to build the engine to make that more. I tattooed the word believe on my arm. Legit tattooed the word believe on my arm because people told me what I was doing was foolish.
Put your arm there.
It wasn't going to work.
Stick your arm there. Go on, show them on the overhead camera. There we go.
Can we get it in there?
Yeah.
So the word believe is on my arm right here. And I tattooed the word believe on my arm because I believe what I wanted to do was, I believe, not just believed it, I wanted it more than anything. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to crush it. I wanted to inspire people to think bigger, to dream bigger, to be part of these insane moments in time for people. And DJing has allowed me the opportunity to kind of travel all over the world, to meet amazing people in amazing places, to build a following, to have people literally schedule their dates for their wedding around my availability. And I'm not kidding. It literally just happened to me again on the flight over here. Like, it's real deal stuff. And if you feel that you cannot, and you actually have talent, and you are actually willing to do the work, you have the opportunity of building forward. I don't care where you're located in the world. If you know how to justify your value and you know how to convey that message properly to people, and you can consistently show great images on social media platforms, you're willing to do things like mixing at dinner and do all these things and show off your craft, your talent, your ability, your skill, the sky is the limit in terms of things that you can do. And I don't need to be the person to tell you that, but I'm going to be the person to tell you that because you're the only person holding you back.
Okay, so a lot of people will still be saying, yeah, but show me how. Hang on for 5 more minutes, we've got something to tell you about. But first, we want to just go back because I can see the comments absolutely
Yeah,
flying.
if you want to throw some love, you want to throw some questions, you want to throw some comments, boost them up, put them in right now. Let's go through this stuff. We'll take some time and do this, and
Let's go.
Really, let's get on it.
Okay then, so lots and lots and lots. Oh, we really have got lots.
right,
Let's
good.
do as many as we can. Red Pill Taker says, Jason Jani, the man, the myth, the wedding DJ legend. What's one of your best wedding or event
Oh
stories?
man, I don't know. There's a lot to choose from. I like to say I get to do cool things for cool people, and I've been able to do some really, really cool things I'm proud of. So I don't know, picking one specific story, one event, one whatever. My resume is loaded with things that I'm super proud of, and I don't know, just I don't know. There's plenty of stuff out there.
That was
I don't know,
a
it's hard to pick just one.
diplomatic answer.
Yeah,
I reckon there's
so,
stuff you're
yeah.
holding back there. All right, so Kevon says, so what about while playing for a wedding and the bride requests certain songs not to play, and the songs they don't want you to play are the hottest songs that are out there right now? What can be done?
Who wants you to play that? The bride wants you to play that?
Yeah, the bride
Like,
wants-
play whatever the bride wants. It's her event, but do it with swag. Do it with style.
Oh no, if the bride says don't play them. The bride really hates.
So who
hates-
cares? So then you're not there to please the crowd. You're there to please the bride. Like, you need to make sure that you work within the format, and maybe you sneak one or two of the newest and latest and greatest songs in there if that's what your crowd is telling you to do. Chances are, if you're rocking a wedding and people are looking for the latest and greatest stuff, that you could play in and out of stuff, or maybe you can do like bootleg or mash up to kind of like twist things around a little bit and be able to maybe like incorporate or lace a couple of these tracks into the overall presentation without like weighing it down, impacting the bride in a negative way. But if you're there working, you were hired by the bride, you're there working for the bride or the groom, or the grooms or the brides or the groom and the bride, whatever the story is, they're your client. So like, you need to do what's best for them, and there's nothing like a quick conversation with them, even at their wedding. Hey, look, they're asking for this latest track by whoever. What do you want me to do? And she says, absolutely not. Say, okay, fine, that's good. But in her wedding, if everyone's asking for it, like maybe she'll be like, yeah, just do whatever they want, and we'll be in it, and whatever. There's always a solution to this.
Cool. Okay, so talking to people, communication.
Yep.
John Devine, how much of being a successful mobile or wedding DJ comes into marketing to the right style of client? Do you cater to a certain type of bride and groom, or bride and bride, or groom and groom, whatever?
So that's a good question, John. I believe that being successful in any field requires like pinpoint, laser-like focus on the ideal client. So I think that's super important. When you have different options available within your organization, it becomes a little bit easier to kind of like broadcast or mass market specifics, but I do specific marketing kind of campaigns just for the couples that I'm personally looking to work for, and my company does specific mass market because we're looking to attract more clients and couples that are looking to kind of like have a wedding that they're going to be proud of afterwards. And do I cater to a certain type of bride or groom? I think I do cater to, I don't want to say exclusively to one style couple. I think my ideal couple might be one thing, but really like I think I cater to couples that are looking for excellence and they're looking for something fresh and different. I think that would be the characteristic that threads through no matter what their social, economic kind of details are, no matter what their religion, their race, their age are, they're looking for excellence all the way through. So that's what I built my brand personally on.
Wow, man.
A lot there.
You sound like the DJ Sneak of wedding DJs. Love that, says Mr. F. Swift.
Oh, what's up, DJ Sneak?
There you go. It's being personable at weddings. Meeting, wedding party, caterers, photographers, etc., and remembering everyone's names. Is that all a big part of being a wedding DJ, Jason?
I think it could be. It really depends on your service, who you are, what you do. I like to be personal. I like to be approachable. I like to have relationships with the people that are there. When everyone's rocking on the dance floor, I like to call out the bridal party team members. I like to call out the parents. I like to do things, but I think personality is part of my brand. It's part of the service that I bring to the table. So you get dope beats and you get like someone that actually gets it. And I want people to leave and be like, yo, that was a dope dude. Like when I get married, he's the guy. Like I had a great time. Like whatever. And I like when people come up to me afterwards and like, yo, you did this wedding that whatever, I was there, like it was the best night of my life, like that I was ever at. I've been to 30 weddings this year. That by far was the best. And here's the reasons why. Like I want to be approachable. I want people to message me on Instagram. I want people to comment on my photos. I want people to be in and active around the things that I release for people. So
there are so many questions here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to commit him to getting into the Facebook and answering some of the ones that we couldn't answer here.
Okay.
Yeah, afterwards. But we're going to go back here because we've got something to tell you about. So Jason, get yourself back to the main camera because this is quite exciting. What we have done is come up with something that has never been done before. It's a program called the Complete Wedding DJ. Now this is just being finalized right now, but the Complete Wedding DJ is a combination of a business course that will teach you how to construct a wedding DJ business that is in the top 10% of your area. How to rise above and get to that echelon where you're choosing your clients, where the clients are choosing their wedding date around when you're available and when clearly you're getting paid the kind of money that DJs like that get paid. So the Complete Wedding DJ has a whole business course that Jason is basically, he's brain dumped his knowledge about how to do this. And I'm there to make sure that you get the value out of it, that it's delivered in a way that's super useful for you. But it's also a live monthly workshop with Jason every single month. It's also a live coaching call with Jason every single month. Sounds good, this, doesn't it? There's also a private community and loads of other stuff in this product.
There's a lot in this, and it's something that I'm super proud of. It's been something that we've been working on for a little bit now. And it's something that has never been done before, and for a number of different reasons. I never had the right partner to kind of share the knowledge to kind of like push the industry further, and that's really like what it's all about. It's about helping people get to another level in their business, their journey, their path in this business. And it doesn't matter if you're in the business for 30 years, you've been crushing weddings, whatever, by yourself, or you're maybe someone that has worked for someone for a long time, or you're someone that has typically spent their time in the nightlife world or the day life world, and now is thinking about, growing up, evolving into more of an event style DJ or a private event DJ, or someone that is just looking to kind of go from like A to B, the next level. They're looking to kind of push their path a little bit further. There's something in this for everyone, and it's all about
even people running a DJ company who think their DJs are starting to get bored and drift off to other companies. What am I doing wrong? There's stuff in this for you people as well.
Before you lose the talent that supports your business, this is an awesome option to kind of like almost, I don't want to say relearn, but just to kind of experience a little bit of a different perspective and mindset. And Phil's been really good at helping me organize my thoughts, and that's been something that's limited me from sharing this kind of content in the past. And it's something that I'm super proud of, that is going to be an evolution. And this is not just something that you're going to be able to go and consume and be in and out of in a month or a week. This is like a year's
1 year. It's a year. It's a year
1 year
course.
project, and it's going to be something that you can do at your leisure. It's something that will have allocated timing, kind of like set up weekly or monthly or whatever. But you're able to do this this content whether you're working a full-time job and thinking of making the jump into the business, the entertainment business full-time. If you're someone that does it on the side, if you're looking to just be better, you can consume this content whenever you have the ability. And what we've done is we've kind of carved up all these different lessons and modules and kind of this blueprint, and we've broken it up into easily digestible and actionable kind of like segments, so that it's easy to do, and you can kind of do it. Now, it's not just kind of like breaking out a program. There's a lot of other things that comes with this too, and
well, we're going to tell you about all of these literally in the next few weeks, because by the middle towards the end of next month, this is all going to be out there. So keep your eyes open for that. Meanwhile, here is where you need to go.
If you are in the business and you think that you can do more, if you're aspiring to do more, if you're looking to maybe like change your path for the better, for the positive, to kind of shift directions, and you want to grow, you want to inspire, you want to create, you want to build, you want to do something that you haven't been able to do yourself a favor, do yourself a solid, click this link, throw your email address in, and be in the know, because I'm very honest to say.
I know what you're going to say now. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again.
This is something it's going to be limited, and honestly,
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, people.
It's a lot of work, but there's going to be one run at this, and we're going to open up registration for 1 week, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen again, and that's being very, very direct and very, very honest. But
put your name down there.
We'll
let you know about it. It's called the Complete Wedding DJ. It's a course, it's a community, and it's a coaching program for people who want to up their game, and it's coming very soon. Jason, I want to thank you from not only from myself but from all of our community.
I appreciate the community here, and I want to hear from you guys. So please join me on Instagram. Check out my profile, my company's program profile, and if you're on Facebook, don't add me as a personal friend. Just add my page, which is I am Jason Jani, not Jason Jani, so I can actually check out your content. My page is the only thing that I check out. I'm at my friend cap, and I can't add any more people. So check out my page, interact with me there, and I would be honored to do it with you. So
type in this, put your name in there if you're interested in the course. Comments underneath if you've got more questions. I'm going to make sure this man answers as many as he can before he jumps back on that plane on Thursday morning. I mean, you're a busy man.
Yep.
Meanwhile, this is coming. Keep your eye open for it. Thank you for coming here for another Tuesday Tips Live. Now get good, get out there, make the moments. We'll see you soon.